Good evening, parents, and welcome to Curriculum Night and welcome to the class of 2025. Obviously, this is different than we normally do, but wanted to at least prepare you for next year as far as your schedules go. My name is Mike Allring. I am the principal at Dublin Kaufman High School, and this is my first opportunity to talk to you. And this is what we call eighth grade curriculum night. Let me go over this a second. You see in front of you kind of the plan. There will be a live link for this on that you are watching right now. This is Wednesday. It went live at 6 o'clock on the 27th, and then it's available. It doesn't have to be at 6 o'clock. You could watch it anytime. But on Thursday, January 28th, at 6 o'clock, we will have live Zoom meetings by department. This will give you an opportunity to ask individual questions of department chairs and folks from each department that you may have a question. You may just have a question about an English class. You may have a question about future social studies classes. You may have a question about band, whatever it might be. There will be links provided to you through the middle schools that you could join their Zoom and ask a quick question. So the purpose of tonight, of this presentation, is that your child schedules their classes for next year. That's it. You're going to get a lot of information. It may overwhelm you a little bit. But the real purpose of tonight is just to make sure that you have the courses selected for your child for next school year, their freshman year at Kaufman High School. So that part is pretty simple. So let me move on here. There is an important date. I want to make sure you have this. This is August 12th, freshman orientation. And freshman parent night. This will be a time for your students who will come to Kaufman. We'll have a plan set up for them to get oriented to the building and learn a lot about the school. And then you will have an opportunity that night to come to school, and we'll have something put together for you, hopefully to give you more information about Kaufman High School. I do want to give you a little bit of information just to make sure you are all prepared. So if you look at the curriculum focus, not everyone starts at the same place. We realize that, and we want to meet students where they are. But we do have high expectations. We will challenge students. The great part about this, and I'll be talking to the kids next year about this, is we have a lot of people who are willing to help and provide those supports, because we do believe all kids can learn at a high level, and we want to make sure that we support that. One of the big ways we do that is through our freshman house program. And this is different than a lot of schools, somewhat similar to a middle school, I suppose. But students, for the most part, will have the same core teachers, and that's kind of their house. They may be out. It depends on where your child is. They may be a year or two advanced in a certain subject area, math or science. And so they may be out of that house. And that happens, and that's okay. They'll still be in a house. But this system allows us to communicate with parents. It also allows us to get to know the freshmen. Years and years ago, before we had this, it just felt like it was really hard to get to know the freshmen. But now we have kind of a smaller group that we can do this. And we want to make sure that we make this available to all of you. And let me see, there we go. Not sure if that messed up, but make sure we have that available, and we can get to know kids and really help them early on. So one new thing that we have, and I think it's really helpful for our freshmen and going to be helpful for our freshman house study halls. So typically we have 3 to 4 houses, and each house is going to have several study halls. Now, freshmen do not have to take study halls. It's not mandatory. But if they do, we're going to put them in a freshman-only study hall. And this is going to allow us to focus on curriculum a little bit and work with your children. We have freshman mentors that will be able to help in these study halls as well. But we'll be able to do a lot of things. And one of the big things we focus on is engagement in the school, being a part of something. And we want to make sure we can do that. But as well, we could support them academically because we would have the ability to do that. It's not that you have to take a study hall, but we do encourage it. And I think we'll have some great things come out of that. So I can tell you I have an older son who will be a senior at Ohio State in statistics and computer science. And he took a study hall every year and still was able to fit that in. So I think it's doable. I just highly encourage it. And I hope your child takes a study hall next year. To talk about the core classes a little bit, you're kind of sequenced. The big question is English 1 or Honors English 1. You're sequenced in math. You're sequenced in science with physical science or biology. And all students take modern world history. So there's not a whole lot of decision making there, but then there's 3 other periods to look at as we have 7 periods in the day. A lot of students will take a world language. So that's going to leave a couple periods to look at. Here's a great resource that we have built this year, and that's the course handbook that it has pages dedicated to the scope and sequence of courses. It has all the courses listed. But if you go to the Kaufman website, it's an interactive course selection handbook this year. And it will provide all the information that you need if you and your child are interested. And they're going to be shown this information at their middle schools as well by our guidance counselors. But it is a great resource, and I hope you will use that. And that'll be something that you can look at. And so if you go to the homepage, there should actually be on the website, there should be a link to that right on the front page. Now, I know it looks like it's in guidance, but we're going to put that right on the front page so you can look at that 21-22 course handbook. Core options beyond, when more in the junior, senior year, you're looking at AP, IB, College Credit Plus, there's STEM academies, and so forth. And I'll talk a little bit about that later on here. So let's move on here. Here's a lot of options on the screen you can look at. But we do have many, many options for children, especially as they get into the junior, senior year. And the academies are listed here. You can take a look at that. But Tolles is another option that you can investigate, the Tolles Technical Center, and they have a website that you could look at too. But that's really down the road, not so much for this evening. Like I said, the goal for tonight is to make sure your courses are selected for next school year. But this is just kind of give you a little note about what's out there and to come. Graduation requirements for the class of 2025. There are 28 periods in high school and 21 credits are required. So you see there's plenty of time to get that in. There's plenty of opportunity to have a study hall if you want a study hall. So there's no rush. And what your child takes as a freshman is not going to determine what they can take or what they can get into or what they want to study in college. That is not going to be an issue. So, and then there are something called the permanent requirements, graduation requirements from ODE. And this is those end of course exams. Some of your children may be taking them this year and may have taken one last year in 7th grade, actually. And there are 5 tests, and there's Algebra 1, English 2, Biology, U.S. History, and Government. These end of course exams are part of the graduation requirements. And you can see the list on here. there's something called seals that they've developed. There's 12 diploma seals, and those are a part of it. Simply stated, though, if they show competency on all 5 tests, they'll meet all graduation requirements. If they struggle in an area, we have other options and seals that could help. But Algebra 1 and English 2 students do have to show competency in those. Again, more detail, and we'll work with your children as we move along their years in high school, and we'll help them to prepare and get ready for those. So just need to share that with you. And then one other thing is college requirements. Really, the only difference is world language. That is something that colleges like to see if that's where your focus is, or if that's where your child's focus is. There's a minimum 2 credits, 2 years of world language. A lot of colleges do like to see more than that. And a lot of our students do take more than 2 years, so at least 3, I think. But the minimum is 2 for world language. So I want to make sure that's on your radar when it comes to that. Now, next, what you are going to do is hear from some of our department chairs a little more in depth about the courses that are offered and their recommendations. And I'll be right back with you in just a few minutes.
Most freshmen will register for Algebra 1 or Geometry, depending on their current math placement. Students that are currently enrolled in Geometry for the 8th grade can register for Algebra 2 or Honors Algebra 2. Honors Algebra 2 is a rigorous course in both pace and depth and requires students to be self-motivated learners. The best person to speak to about your student's placement is their current math teacher. All of our high school courses require a graphing calculator. We recommend the TI-84 series of calculators. There's a lot of ways that we support incoming freshmen here at Kaufman. We have a math lab available each period of the day. If your student has a study hall, they can get a pass from their math teacher and go to the math lab and receive help from a math teacher. We also have math support classes available. Please speak to your current teacher or your guidance counselor about this opportunity. And as always, feel free to talk to your child's teacher for one-on-one help if they're struggling.
In regards to science courses, if you took 8th grade science and you like science, then think about taking physical science as your science option. If you did really well in 8th grade science, then consider taking physical science, and maybe think about if you would want to double up and take biology also. If as an 8th grader you took physical science and you like science, then take biology. However, if you took physical science as an 8th grader, and again, you love science, it's something that you truly enjoyed, you will want to take biology and then discuss with your counselor and your parents about doubling up and taking chemistry as a freshman as well. And it's highly recommended that your student or that your child not skip physical science, because many of the chemistry and physics standards that your child will be exposed to later are covered in physical science.
Freshman year, students must take modern world history with one of these 4 amazing freshman house teachers. Sophomore year, students will have the opportunity to take American History, American Studies, or AP American Studies. American Studies combines American History and English 2, and AP American Studies combines AP US History and Honors English 2. Students will have the possibility of earning college credit if they pass the AP US History National Exam. Junior year students must take 1 semester of American government and 1 semester of either contemporary world issues, international diplomacy, psychology, or sociology. Other options include taking AP American government and politics, or IB History of the Americas, or IB Global Politics. Students must also take 1 semester of personal finance, financial literacy as a junior or senior. Our social studies electives are quite popular, with hundreds of students taking these courses each year.
We offer 13 different classes ranging from Art Foundations to AP and IB Art, for our more advanced students. Learn to solve problems differently. Learning something different shows us new ways to do things. Learn new ways of looking at the world. Every time you learn something new, it gives you another filter through which to process the world around you. Research conducted between 1987 and 1998 by Dr. Heath of Stanford University found that students working in the arts for at least 3 hours on 3 days a week throughout the school year were 4 times more likely to have been recognized for academic achievement and 4 times more likely to participate in a math and science fair.
Family and Consumer Science has a lot to offer freshmen. Life Choices is a class that focuses on the whole student in areas of growth that include personal development, financial literacy, and nutrition. We also offer interior design. This is a great class for the student who likes to work creatively and independently. Many projects will be created over the course of the semester, and the principles learned cross over to other subjects such as art and architecture. Another class great for incoming freshmen is parenting and child development. Pregnancy, infant development, and working with toddlers are the focus of this class. Students have the opportunity to take home our Real Care infant for the weekend to fully understand the commitment of having a child.
Our Performing Arts Department is alive and well at Kaufman High School. We have courses in band, choir, orchestra, and drama. If you'd like to be in our band program, we have 2 units. One is in marching band and one is in concert band. And we will be traveling to the middle schools to talk with all of our 8th graders, and we hold a parent meeting that discusses all of the things that go in as part of being a part of our band program. Our jazz band is open to trumpets and trombones and saxophones if they are a part of the band program. However, if you play piano or guitar or bass guitar, you can audition for this group, and it is something that is a great offering if you play one of those 3 what we call rhythm section instruments. Our color guard is open to everybody. If you like to dance, if you want to learn about spinning a flag, if you want to make a bunch of new friends, our color guard is an awesome opportunity to be a part of our band program. You perform at all of our football games and our contests and our parade, and it's a great way to get introduced to Kaufman High School. We have 2 orchestras here. We have the chamber orchestra and we have the concert orchestra. To be in the chamber orchestra, there is an audition process that you go through, and Mr. Wallach goes to the middle schools and passes out a little bit of audition material for you to practice and then perform for Mr. Wallach to be considered for the chamber orchestra. But if you just want to play your stringed instrument, we have a class for that too. For our choirs, we have choirs that sing jazz, pop, classical music. Mr. Garner also does a little unit on music tech if that is an interest of yours. And lastly, our drama department has many things that happen. They happen during school and they happen after school. We have a Theater 1 program, we have a drama tech program that freshmen can be a part of, and Mr. Stoll does an awesome job at all of those activities. But like we said, being a part of our Performing Arts Department, there is a place for everybody, and music is live and well here at Dublin Kaufman High School.
Hey Lauren, what language should students sign up to take?
Hey Emily, that is a great question. Did you know that studies show that students who study world languages perform better on the ACT and SAT in both English and math? And that the longer you study a language, the better score you get?
I sure did, Lauren. Did you know that learning a foreign language builds cultural understanding and provides insight into how others see the world? In an increasingly global world, that's becoming all the more important.
So true, Emily. And did you know that being able to speak another language can broaden career opportunities and job options?
Plus, to be competitive on college applications, upper-level language classes, such as AP and IB, are very helpful. This means selecting a language and planning to stick with it through high school to level 4 or 5.
Yes, and here at Kaufman, we are proud to offer several great languages: French, German, Spanish, Japanese, and Chinese. Which language the student should take, though, depends on what interests them most, what sounds cool to them, and what part of the world that they want to connect with.
Business careers can be challenging and rewarding in many ways. As Career Builder states, business is one of the more lucrative majors in terms of starting salaries. If money is a motivating force, a business career can be a solid start. Every year, the U.S. News and World Report publishes the top 100 careers for the year. It's worth noting that 14 business careers appear in the top 50 of top careers. Student involvement is key. We foster an environment allowing students to take command of their learning through self-directed computer research projects. To complement their learning, we've incorporated online interactive simulations using the latest software available as well. Finally, we add time for discussion, sharing of one's ideas, and presentations. Here, you can see a listing of the business courses we offer. It's difficult to answer the question of which courses are best for your child. Much of it has to do with his or her interest more than anything else. It's not uncommon to see several students taking more than one business class throughout their high school years. Students who see themselves in a business program in the future take as many of these courses as possible. Some students simply wish to find out if business is for them. Principles of Business, College Computer Skills, and Intro to Programming are typical courses taken by incoming freshmen. Many students will take more than one of these choices during their freshman year.
Hello there, I'm Dr. Steve Kaczynski. I'm one of the freshman English teachers here at Kaufman, and we are excited to have your students with us. When it comes to honors or regular English, which are basically their only two choices, as they come up from 8th grade, they get such a great preparation in middle school, and so it's really kind of their signal to us. What are they ready for? Is English a strong class for them and they want to be challenged, or is English a place where they just want the basics and the minimum? We follow all the same, give students a great education in both. However, at our school we do something somewhat unique, and it's worked really well. We blend honors and regular together in the same room. You wouldn't even know it if you walked in. We use a lot of differentiation in assignments and certain choices of curriculum to add that extra bit of challenge to the honors students. And so their schedule choice is essentially a signal to us what they think they're ready for. They have the entire first quarter up through October to test drive either level and see what the differentiation's like, see what the expectations and pace are like. And then in October, going into second quarter, since we're on semester credits, they can make a change if they need to, and then they can change in the next semester in January as well. So we can't wait to meet your students. I guess I want to emphasize that this particular decision, because of how we do it freshman year, is not terribly stressful, and once they arrive they can get a better idea, but they're going to get a great experience no matter what class they take, honors or regular English one, and no matter what teacher they get. So welcome. We can't wait to see your new students next year.
English Connections provides an opportunity for students to receive additional instructional support related to their goals and companion English core classes. Instructors work with students independently and in small purposeful groupings to strengthen foundational skills as well as provide reinforcement of English classroom learning. During this time, students have the opportunity to receive extra guided reading and writing instruction, the convenience to work on regular English class assignments, and the time to become avid readers of current YA literature through choice reading opportunities. Through the support provided in English Connections, students learn and apply reading and writing strategies that can then be implemented across the curriculum. This course does not count for an English credit, but will be counted as elective credit.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Saunders, and I'm the Journalism and Yearbook Advisor here at Kaufman, and I'd like to tell you just a couple things about some elective options as you build your schedule for next year. The writing for publication classes are responsible for all of the content in the Perspective magazine, which is the national award-winning student publication and website here at Kaufman. So they do all of the reporting and the writing and the photography and the design, everything that goes into both that magazine and the website. Another elective is yearbook, and those classes are responsible for putting together the 300-page yearbook every year. So another very non-traditional environment in that it's pretty laid back. Both classes you can go at your own pace and choose what you would like to pursue and how you would like to do it. So good luck, and we'll see you next year.
Intro to Engineering and Industrial Design is a hands-on course designed to introduce students to engineering and industrial design concepts and how they are used to solve real-world design problems. Students will learn how to communicate their designs by learning to master industry-standard virtual modeling software by utilizing the engineering design process. Students will synthesize unique design iterations, document their work through an engineering design portfolio, and effectively communicate solutions to peers and members of the professional community. This course will help students prepare for fields in engineering, product design, robotics, industrial design, architecture, industrial technician, rapid prototyping, military careers, automotive careers, and welding, machining, CNC controls. This course prepares students for upper-level engineering and design courses, including Advanced Engineering and Industrial Design Year 2, Architectural Design, Product Design, and the Engineering Capstone course.
Welcome back, parents. What you see in front of you are the College Credit Plus options. I said I would talk about this a little bit later. And these options, again, they're for later on, but this is an opportunity to gain college credit as well as high school credit at the same time. And there are some eligibility requirements on here. You actually have to apply to the school you're taking credits. Highly recommend working with our guidance department to do this, and we work with students already when it comes to this. So, and then grades will be a part of the GPA when it comes to this. The thing about the College Credit Plus is that the transportation is a responsibility of students and family. We offer some at Emerald Campus, but if this is outside of what we offer at Emerald Campus, then there will be some transportation, and all that will be on your own as a family. So again, our guidance department will work with your children, and they can see their guidance counselors when it comes time that is an option. Speaking of our guidance department, next you are going to hear from Marcy Ewing and Nicole Sutherland, who are guidance department chairs, and they have a little bit to share with you.
Hello, I'm Nicole Sutherland, one of the 6 school counselors here at Dublin Kaufman High School. Your child is assigned to their high school counselor by last name. This allows us to work with your child for the next 4 years of high school, as well as continue to work with families of past and present. The first time we get to see your child will be January 26th. We'll have an opportunity to virtually connect with them on the PSAT 8-9 day at the middle school. This will be the first of many times that your child will hear our school counselors talk about the importance of a healthy balance throughout his or her high school career. As high school counselors, we focus on 4 areas with your child: academic advisement, which includes smart scheduling, course remediation, and graduation requirements. Academic advisement is an individual process. We do not compare your child to his or her peers or his or her siblings. We look at each child individually, as do you. With teacher input, we help students identify areas of strength so that they can select courses appropriate for his or her individual needs. What do you want to be when you grow up? Is a comment and question many of us have heard over the years. Our students are constantly getting that question as they're approaching the high school life and post-school experiences. We will continue to build upon the exploratory phase of middle school, and we'll work with the students' various interests by providing them with interest inventories so they can see where their strengths may lie. The high school experience offers a variety of courses and hands-on learning opportunities for students to get a better understanding of future potential career options. College advisement will include preparing students for standardized testing, college research, campus visits, applications, and more. This can all be very daunting, but we will help our students and our parents navigate this process with ease. Our final and important area of focus is social emotional counseling. Rigorous courses, financial concerns, breakups, TikTok, a global pandemic. Being a teenager today is not easy, and there are very challenging times for students. We will work with your child to use positive coping strategies when faced with adversity. High school is a time for purposeful struggle. Overcoming obstacles can be an incredible learning experience and a valuable life lesson for your child. No person experiences a stress-free life. Counselors will openly discuss with your students healthy coping strategies when faced with stressful or adverse situations. Our hope is for them to have a happy, healthy high school experience.
Hi, my name is Marcy Ewing, and I am one of the 6 counselors at Dublin Kaufman High School. Whether this is your first child in high school or you've been through this journey of high school with older children, we are sure you're experiencing a range of emotions, from the excitement of a fresh start to the anticipation of not knowing what to expect. We are hopeful that tonight gives you some insight into the academic and culture of Kaufman High School, as well as hope to give you some assurance that we are here supporting you and your child throughout the high school journey. From our experience, students that are involved with our school activities and clubs build a sense of commitment and belonging to our school and develop team building and leadership skills, as well as confidence, which are all valuable life skills. We would like to have your child reflect on his or her strengths and passions and pursue activities and leadership opportunities in that area. This may be done in the academic domain, but also in our school community with extracurricular activities, athletics, performing or visual arts, or by giving back to the school community. We hope that you help us encourage your child to reflect on these skills, work ethic, extracurricular activities, sports clubs, jobs, and help them find a balance between what they do outside of school with their academic, because that will impact their overall wellness. Furthermore, at Kaufman, we recognize that the learning process is not just what is reflected on a transcript. High school students experience a variety of situations, choices, and emotions that impact their overall wellness. Even though you will be sending us your child who now looks like a young adult, is able to communicate like a young adult, and this probably includes being persuasive, negotiating with you, and challenging you. We all know their frontal lobes just aren't fully developed yet, and they are still just kids. And our kids, especially at this age, are bombarded with constant choices as they figure out who they are. During this time, not only are they focused on academic studies and sports and extracurricular activities, they're also trying to figure out how they want to be perceived by others, how to interact with friends in various relational levels, how to be the best at school and athletics, and then how to belong and be accepted by their peers, which we can all relate to at some level. However, add in the fact that they're doing all of this in a digital world where their phone and social media is like a lifeline to them. So I leave you with a little piece of advice from my experience of working with adolescents through their trials and tribulations of high school. Through their victories and challenges, they still need you. Even if they say, "You're the only parent that makes me do X, Y, and Z," or "You just don't understand," hang in there. They are still listening and count on you for advice and guidance. We look forward to working with you and your students this year. Welcome to Kaufman.
All right. And to wrap up here this evening, I just want to share a few important takeaways for you and your children. Number one, your child's current classroom teacher in the middle school, they are your number one person to recommend course placement if you have a question about that regarding interests and advancement and so forth. So those are your number one. We do not know your children yet. And so your current teacher is definitely the person to look for any advice regarding that. And the goal for tonight was finalize course selections for next year. And I want you to consider your child signing up for a study hall, a freshman study hall. And then don't forget our August date, August 12th. For student orientation and parent orientation. Also like you to think about getting involved in something and having your children get involved in something. We have a lot of clubs. It's on the website, and love to and organizations and sports, and love to have our students involved here at Kaufman High School. So whenever you're watching this, Thursday, January 28th, it could be in a few minutes from now, depending on when you're watching this, but there will be live Zoom meetings at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. by department. You should have a list of those. Your middle school should have sent those to you, and you can click on those and ask a question or listen to some questions. But it's a live Zoom meeting, and love to see you there. I will be there as well if you have any questions for administration, guidance, and then all of our departments. So we're available to you from 6 to 7. With that said, I hope you and your children have a great rest of the school year. I know it is very difficult, but hang in there, and I'm very excited to start thinking about you being here at Kaufman High School next year. And so have a great night. Have a great rest of the school year, and go Rocks.